Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here, bringing you another Hearthstone video, and this time we are looking at N'Zoth Paladin for the Old Gods expansion, and we're starting off by looking at Kolento's deck. Now, this is a very interesting deck. It's all built around N'Zoth the Corruptor, who costs 10. When you play this card, it will bring back your Death Rattle minions that have died during this game. So, Tirion, for example, will come back to life, so will Sylvanas, so will Ken Bloodhoof. Ken is a brilliant card who is sort of enjoying a bit of a resurgence now in the Old Gods meta. The Death Rattle on that card is so value orientated. It's a 4/5 minion that gives you a 4/5 minion on Death Rattle. It's so good. So yeah, there's a number of really good Death Rattle cards, and you don't have to play all of them in order to get value on N'Zoth. Just playing a few of the good ones can be enough to swing the late game when you play N'Zoth and they've got nothing which they can use to deal with your board, because they've used all of their removal, they've used all of their big cards on dealing with the individual Death Rattle minions. You know, to deal with Sylvanas, to deal with Tirion, it's not easy. You've got to invest a lot. Ragnaros the Light Lord is also in this deck for ultra healing. You've also got Lay on Hands, Forbidden Healing, which is 0 cost healing, which is such an insane card. One of the best cards in the expansion. And, you know, other cards like Doomsayer, Aldor Peacekeeper, Equality Consecration. These are all used for controlling that board, removing enemy threats, and so on. So N'Zoth Paladin, controlling the board, playing Death Rattle minions, and then bringing them all back to life. Really interesting deck. This is Kolento's version of the deck. And what we're going to do is we're also going to have a look at Prelude's version of the N'Zoth Paladin, which you can see there. What's different about Prelude's version? Well, this deck runs the Stampeding Kodo. Wow. Why the Kodo? Well, the Kodo is a good body. It's a 3/5 body on the board, but it can kill a minion with 2 or less attack. It's just really good for controlling that board, particularly good against more aggressive decks that run sort of low attack, low health minions and lots of them. It's just another tool for getting rid of things. In particular, there is the combo with Humility. You can cast Humility on a minion or use the Aldor, lower its attack, and then play the Kodo. So we're going to now just have a look at some of these games now with this deck, and we're starting off with Kolento's deck. So this is the deck that doesn't run the Kodo, and got an interesting opening hand. This opening hand is removal centric. You know, Equality while Pyro is a classic board clear that Paladin plays. But we're not going to have much to do for a while because, as I say, Consecration, Equality, Pyromancer, and so on. These are board clear spells. Until we get to turn 4, we can't really play a minion. We can play the Twilight Summoner on turn 4, but that's about it. So for the time being, we're going to take damage. And it looks like we're going up against a Cthulhu Warlock. So I've actually coined out the Twilight Summoner, and that looks terrible, right? Coining out a 1/1 minion that's cost 4? Well, the Death Rattle's pretty good. It gives me a 5/5 minion on Death Rattle, so we may as well set it up now. Next turn, if he ignores it, we can use the Keeper of Alderman to buff that 1/1 into a 3/3 and start trading. We've also got options for Equality, Pyromancer, and we'll clear the board for the most part and get a 5/5 back on our side of the board. So, is it too early for Equality, Pyromancer? I think it is. We're still at 22. We could afford to take a bit more damage. We've also got card draw for days. We've got double Solemn Vigil. That's insane. Okay, so Darkshire Councilman. That's going to continue to grow if I'm not careful. And I wonder if he'll ignore my 3-2. Pondering this removal, yes, a card draw and removal. Disciple of Cthulhu. Oh, he's actually clearing. So he brings out the 5-5. Is that a PO? Power Overwhelming? Be a pretty interesting play. If he can pull it off, clearing a 5-5. Yeah, it is. He's clearing it. Hey, that's fine, right? Because that's one Death Rattle minion gone. And that means N'Zoth is going to get some value at least. Always worth tracking which of your Death Rattle minions have been killed, which is still left in the deck. So, I presume here we just kill the 2-1. Seems like a sensible enough target. And if I did that, well, Solemn Vigil gets discounted by 1. That doesn't really do much. Doesn't help me in any major way. He only has 2 cards in hand. And I have the clear. I have the Pyromancer Equality clear. So it's fine. We can just do it like this. We can trade in, so we kill his 2-1. We're just going to hero power here and pass. I'm not going to draw the cards. Actually value the dude having the 1-1 on the board. It's going to cause a distraction. It's going to reduce the amount of damage I take to my face. I can play Solemn Vigil after I Equality Pyromancer. I think that's much better. Councilman is getting buffed, sure. And he's going to go face, isn't he? Yep, of course he is. It's fine. Because now, I think it's time. He left the 1-1 alive, and that's why you never leave 1-1s alive on the board. His Imp Gang boss dies off. And here we go, Pyromancer Equality. Goodbye board. 0 cost, Solemn Vigil. And hey, why not? Another 0 cost, Solemn Vigil. Doomsayer, do we play it or do we hero power? We'll play the Doomsayer. This stops, potentially, unless he's got an Iron Beak Owl or a Spellbreaker, this stops him from developing anything on the board. So he'll just tap, like so. Good. Buys me another turn. So, in this situation, we just play 2 1-1s. Next turn, we have our choices. We have Ragnaros, the Light Lord, for healing, or we have Tirion for the Taunt and Divine Shield. Okay, so Imp Gang boss. Ooh, Shift Zeus into a Water Elemental. Ouch, that's painful. That's difficult. 6 health on the Water Ellie. Not what you want to see. So I think it's time for Tirion. Or is it time for Ragnaros? Ragnaros heals me for 8, and I'd quite like the healing. Yeah, if I played Tirion Silence into some charging PO shenanigans would potentially have killed me in some way, I don't know. So I think this is safer, just getting the 8 to the face healed. It's a guaranteed healing for 8 because none of my other minions on the board were injured. So Ragnaros the Light Lord, such an amazing card. I love this card so much. And he can attack. He can actually attack, unlike the original Ragnaros. What's he doing? So there was a PO, so he had a PO in hand, so probably a good thing I healed there, right? And what's he doing? Is he going all face? No, he's trading. Okay. So he had a PO and an abusive, and who knows what else in that hand. So yeah, as I say, good thing we healed. But we're still in trouble. His board is pretty threatening. Especially that 5-6. Can't leave that on the board. I'm at 17. And 17 looks like quite a lot, but when you look at his board, it's quite threatening. So Keeper of Alderman here. I think for a trade, it's pretty good. So if we buff up the recruit, I'm just trying to think here. We can kill off his 2-3, kill off the 2-1, so we get the 5-5. Aldor Peacekeeper. So follow the rules, and we're good. 3 cards for him in hand. Let's see, 4-5. I think I'm safe. We've seen the PO used. I think I'm safe. Okay. Defender of Argus. Cthulhu's chosen. So the Warlock has gone right back to flooding the board again. And he's going face. Wow. He's actually going face. Well, we do have Equality Consecration. We can clear the board quite easily. So by doing this, I retain 3 of my minions. Sure, we're vulnerable to Hellfire, but we're getting in a lot of damage here. And he's at 9, and we have lethal next turn, unless he can clear my board. Okay. So we don't have lethal anymore. Forbidden Ritual! Wow. There's the Doomsayer. I think it's just time for Tirion. So we can put him down. Just counting. What is that? 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does he run Leroy? So there's a question that needs to be asked. So Tirion has to come down here, I think. But I'm just sort of thinking here. In terms of trading or going face, I think we kill the 2-1. And we'll play the Doomsayer. Why am I playing the Doomsayer? So I get the guaranteed weapon, the Ashbringer. I think that's a pretty heads-up play. It also stops him from playing, so he could clear my board, but then he can't play anything, right? So I get the guaranteed Ashbringer, I get hopefully a board that is clear, because he can't play anything, and I just wallop his face. So even if he played a taunt this turn, yeah, like that, it means nothing, because my Doomsayer clears the board, we get the Ashbringer, we go face, we win the game. Wow, Doomsayer, Tirion combo. Absolutely insane. Okay, so that was the Kolento deck. Now we're going to look at the Prelude deck, which has a Stampeding Kodo and 1 less Twilight Summoner, as you can see there. So let's see, we're going to look at some highlights of the Prelude deck, and let's see if we can get that Kodo value. Okay, so Shaman. Okay, so we'll see what kind of a shaman this is, whether it's an aggro shaman or a mid-range shaman, or a totem-heavy shaman. Oh, Eternal Trog. Okay, that could still be mid-range shaman, so I showcased Loyan's mid-range / aggro shaman deck recently on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. It allowed me to streak from 18 to 12 undefeated. Such a good deck. And when they get the start, when the shaman gets the Trog Totem Golem start, it can almost be impossible. And there it is. There's the start. Oh, he's trading. Okay, so he's definitely a mid-range shaman if he's trading. Follow the rules. And we're going to cast Follow the Rules on the 3-4. Okay. He can kill my 3/3 if he wants, but he'll have to double trade or cast another overload spell. Oh, he's going to Rock Biter. Okay. So the Shaman is maintaining the board. Rock Biter, by the way, so good in the early game. Most people only associate Rock Biter with Doomhammer in Shaman, but it can be used early just to clear minions off the board. But I have my own, well, souped up Rock Biter. It's the True Silver Champion. Bit tad more expensive, but it allows me to use my face to clear things too. And heal my face too, right? So yeah. True Silver Champion doing work. So we clear the 3/2. It's the most threatening minion on that board. We're just going to draw some cards. Got nothing else to do. So he used a Rock Biter to clear something. I've used a True Silver to clear two things. Ooh, maybe I should have kept the True Silver charge there for that 2/4. Ooh, so this is an interesting version of mid-range Shaman. Is it time for Sylvanas? Or do I just Doomsayer here? Or do we just blow the Quality Pyro combo? The end is coming. Let's see if he can deal with it. Maybe he'll hex it. If he hexes it, I'm fine with that. That's one less hex that Tirion and Sylvanas have to deal with. So let's see what he does here. I mean, he could try and overload. No, I was going to say he could try and overload the 2/4 to the point where he could try and kill the Doomsayer, but I don't think that's possible. Wow, he's investing an awful lot into that Doomsayer. I'm happy with that. This is a good equality pyro board now. And there we go. And why am I so happy to use the equality pyro combo? I'm really happy to use it because I've got another equality and pyromancer in my hand. So I've got another copy of those cards that I can use if needed. And he won't expect that, right? But it may be some time before I use them. I want to get maximum value out of the second copies of those cards. True Silver, just in the nick of time here. And just make a dude. So you can see this deck is quite slow, right? It reacts to what your opponent does. It doesn't push the aggression. Just plays itself out very slowly, clearing the board, playing those Death Rattle minions, or usually one at a time, and then playing N'Zoth to get the maximum value, and he concedes. Wow. Heading into our next game. And, yeah, we're going up against Paladin. Sorry, no, we're going up against Warlock. Interesting.
Job's done.
So, we do have a 2-drop that we can play here.
Put this apple on your head.
We do have the Swampoos. But I'm going to opt for the Doomsayer. Just to see if he has any way of removing it, and he doesn't. So, forces a slow turn from him. Gets a guaranteed removal of the Knife Juggler. Because if I play the Swampoos, there's obviously no guarantee I'd be able to kill his Knife Juggler. You know, if he was able to put out 2 minions and 2 juggles killed my Swampoos. So Doomsayer was a lot better, a lot safer. Okay. I mean, there is an argument that says that I should have waited with the Doomsayer to get more value out of it, with more minions on the board, but this is fine. We're going to use Aldor Peacekeeper, follow the rules on the Imp Gang boss. Not the best target, but it's all I've got, and I want board presence against what appears to be a Zoolock. I think the board presence is so important. Sure, I've got board clears, but I don't have that equality yet, and that's what I'm really waiting for, the equality pyromancer combo. Sure, consecration does something, but if the minions have more than 2 health, consec isn't as good. Anyway, let's get the value here from consecration while we can. Managed to clear his board there and keep one of my minions alive. That's really good. So yeah, consecration there did get value because all of his minions had 2 health or less. So that was really good. Never lucky. Never ever lucky. The juggle did not land where it needed to land, and he plays the Mortal Coil. Okay, sure. And there's another knife juggler. Zoolock doing what Zoolock does best, controlling the board, flooding the board. Huh, but I have a True Silver. That's pretty good. Didn't take any damage there. True Silver healed me for 2. The nerf on the knife juggler, giving it 2 attack, I think is quite significant now in certain games, because it doesn't trade very well. With its 2 attack, it can't kill a 3 health minion. So, but it's still a very good card. So N'Zoth is sitting in my hand, and there's the Kodo. Wow. And we get incredible, disgusting Kodo value on a Divine Shielded minion. Wow. So Kodo's so good. But yeah, N'Zoth sitting in my hand, not going to get me value for a while yet. We want to play Sylvanas, we'll want to play Tirion before we play the N'Zoth. But at the rate things are going, we may be forced to play it early. Just need to keep that board against the Zoolock. And we need to draw equality, just to be absolutely safe. Forbidden Ritual, summoning those 1/1s. He saw my consecration, so he's no longer scared. I could equality pyro here, but I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I could pyro Forbidden Healing. That could be worth it. That lets my Kodo survive. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right, he saw the consec and he thought, oh, I'm safe. Nope, you're never safe. If there's a Wild Pyromancer in hand, you're never ever safe. There will be other spells I can use. Okay, so 6 attack on my board, he's at 17, this game is nowhere near over. We're heading to turn 10, and we've not really had that significant death rattle value yet. So I'm a bit worried, a bit concerned. And there's our defender, okay. And there's Tirion. Right, that's exactly what I was looking for. Put your faith in the light. Okay. He's going to have a hard time getting through Tirion here. We'll get the Ashbringer. We'll play N'Zoth. We'll get another Tirion back. Well, if there ever was a counter to Tirion, it's the Sea Giant. Wow, he's actually going to kill Tirion. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I have the Keeper of Alderman. So I have a solution to his Sea Giant. And he's committing more to the board. Wow, okay. Not fearing a second consecration there, obviously. Turns out, didn't even need the Keeper. I missed that play. Yeah, I had a Pyromancer on board. Yeah, and I had equality. So yeah, I absolutely missed that play. I was thinking I'd need to Keeper of Alderman the Sea Giant. No, obviously not. While Pyro quality did the job. So how many board clears have we had in this game? That was our 3rd board clear. And yeah. So there you go. Controlling the board. Didn't even need to play N'Zoth. Wow. Okay, this is our next game. We're going up against a warrior. I'm actually going to keep the Doomsayer equality. My mulligan style may be slightly different, you know, to what you see with other players. I am new to this deck, but I think keeping the Doomsayer equality was a good call, because that's what you do in your early to mid game. You just clear the board, paving the way for your mid to late game with your Death Rattle minions and then your N'Zoth. So, okay, just take it slow. Take it absolutely slow, and we're keeping the Swampoo's there, holding it back, because he'll probably play a Fiery War Axe. So this is a Cthulhu warrior. Interesting. With an Acolyte of Pain. Okay. Well, I think we just Doomsayer. The end is coming, says the Doomsayer. There's 3 attack on board. Fiery War Axe doesn't do the job here. You need Execute. And it may actually be worth executing this Doomsayer if he wants to see future value from his Acolyte of Pain. Okay, Blood to Ichor, and then Execute. No, and then Fiery War Axe. Okay, sure. So that's just given him enough. That's given him enough to take out the Doomsayer. That's pretty good. Oh, Consecration. But doesn't kill the Acolyte. So we get the value here, removing his weapon. And notice I didn't play a dude, because I didn't want his Acolyte to get value. That was a pretty heads-up play. Happy I made that play. Although there is a line of thought that says I should have summoned a dude, so he would trade his Acolyte in, so I can consecrate his board this turn. Hey, so maybe my play wasn't so good. Anyway. My hand is filling up. There's a lot of utility in this hand. A lot of board clear potential. So part of me just wants to Pyromancer equality, but we'll just draw 2 cards. I think we're okay doing that. We're at 9. 9 cards in hand.
Do you have the artifact?
And there's Elise, so we can expect the Golden Monkey at some point. And is he just going to load up more? No, he's going to armor up. Okay. Not too concerned about our health yet, so we have healing. This board is worthy of an equality Pyromancer because of Elise, because of the Acolyte. But you see, this way he only draws 1 card from his Acolyte. If I'd summoned the dude on that earlier turn, he'd have drawn 2 cards, because he'd have traded the Acolyte into the dude, and then I'd have consecrated on the following turn. He'd drawn his 2nd card. So maybe, yeah, maybe my plays were good after all. After all, you don't want the warrior drawing cards, right? You want to reduce the card draw as much as is humanly possible. There's the 2nd Acolyte of Pain. It makes sense for him to play it because his hand is quite thin at the moment. Okay, I think this is an alright turn for a Doomsayer. He'll draw 1 card, but that's it. Won't draw any more. So again, just trying to minimise his card draw. Drawing 1 card as opposed to 2 cards, which I think is actually really important in games like this, these long games. Will he shield slam here? If he shield slams this Doomsayer, I'm actually quite happy with that, because that means my Ragnaros isn't going to get shield slammed, potentially. Unless he's got 2 in hand, of course. No, more armouring up, so he's just going to pass here. Sure. Okay, so just drew 1 card. Absolutely fine. It's time. Live Insect, and we get healed for 8. Now that's probably going to get shield slammed, But hey, I got healed, right? That's the that's the key thing. Yeah, sure. So goodbye, Ragnaros. Ooh, that's nasty. Ancient Shield Bearer. Gives him 10 armor. Okay. So we'll just make it follow the rules. It's absolutely fine. Now, this Cthulhu deck, we've got to be careful here. You know, we can't armor up like the warrior, so if Cthulhu gets too big, you know, 30, and if he's got a board, 30 health, or, you know, may not be enough here to withstand the onslaught of Cthulhu, so, because if he's got a board as well, he can also go face, so we need to be really careful. 22 armor, how am I going to get through that? I mean, that's one way that Warrior wins games. You just armor up forever. And especially if he starts tanking up, if he plays Justicar. We may not be able to get through all of that armor. Even with N'Zoth bringing back Death Rattle minions, you know, if the Warrior runs double Brawl. Ooh, Ravaging Ghoul. That's such a good card. Yeah, it's such a good card. But did it really do a whole lot here? Oh yes it did. So Disciple of Cthulhu comes down to... Right, he's clearing everything. Execute! Wow! Execute on that minion. I'll take that. Unfortunately, there aren't any big threats in my hand. Where's my Cairn Bloodhoof? Where's Sylvanas? Where is Tirion? Oh, so we need to draw again. Consecration does not remove the 3/3. That's annoying. But am I forced to consecrate anyway? Just to remove Bran? Because Bran is such a big threat? This is quite difficult. He's running out of cards. That's my one saving grace. I mean, I could Wild Pyromancer consecrate here. Yeah, I think this is good. It may seem like a little bit of a waste just to kill that 3/3, the ghoul, but I think it was fine. And we just killed off our Pyromancer. It's fine. I actually value this 1/1 over my Pyromancer in this situation, because the 1/1 dies, it gives me a 5/5. I mean, maybe I should have not coined out that minion. Maybe I should have just used my hero power. I don't know. So maybe that was a misplay. But here's the key thing. The key thing is we got rid of Bran. And by getting rid of Bran, that Ancient Shield Bearer did not give him, what would it be, 20 armor? Okay, I guess we just Tirion here. I was pondering equality, but no, we save equality. I think saving it is much, much better. He has to get through Tirion, somehow. Wow, 36 armor. Oh, he's got a spam. Okay. So he draws. It's fine. I get the Ashbringer. Unless he's running Harrison. Which would be very scary. Because he'd get 3 cards. Anyway. I will get Tirion back from N'Zoth. And there is Sylvanas. But we'll hold back on her. We'll just play a 6/6. Playing the 6/6 there is fine because when it dies, it restores health to your opponent, but there is no health here to restore, so it's absolutely fine. Because the warrior is at 30 health, so that's a 6/6 body. Oh, okay. There was a 6/6 body. There no longer is a 6/6 body. Gorehowl really helping him out there. Yeah, that makes me sad. Yeah, corrupted heal bot. Goodbye. We loved you. Hey, he absorbed 1 charge of Gorehowl. I guess it was fine. But yeah, 5 cost 6/6 isn't too bad, I guess. And hey, that's really good for him, isn't it? And there goes my 5/5. Wow. Gorehowl really doing work. The Twin Emperor, which many people classify as the new Doctor 7, the new Doctor Boom. And I can't even kill one of them with Ashbringer. So we just have to do this. We have to consecrate inequality. There's no other play there. We don't want to leave those on the board. That'll make him happy though, having seen that equality consecration combo. So hopefully, you know, hopefully he puts out something big. Because if he puts out something big, I have the Aldor, I have Humility, and I have Sylvanas. So I can neutralise a big threat. And that's a big threat. And I'm down to 13. No matter. No matter. I have Sylvanas, I have Humility, I have an Aldor Peacekeeper. I have a Kodo with Humility. But do I want to throw Kodo away on that? No, I don't. Rather try and get value on the Kodo with something that has 2 attack. I think that's better. Sure, that Cthulhu has got 14 health and it's going to kill my 1/1s, but I don't care about that. Now, I want to see if I can get better value on the Kodo. I know it sounds very greedy and very selfish, but let's see. He may also just kill my Sylvanas here, and I can steal his Cthulhu. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't want to give me a 14 health Cthulhu. Okay, sure. Alright. Well, maybe we're not going to get... Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why he did that. Because now I've got his Cthulhu. Yeah, it's only at 1 attack. It doesn't do anything. I mean, seriously, it's useless. Against his 17 armor, that Cthulhu is absolutely useless. But it may trade into some small things on the board. But Cairn at 4 attack and 5 health is so good. Once he kills Cairn, N'Zoth gives us great value because we're going to get Tirion back. Okay, we're going to get Cairn back, and we're going to get Sylvanas back. So really, the N'Zoth trilogy is complete here. So we just need to draw N'Zoth. There's Brawl. Wow. Okay, that's significant. Because that's telling me, maybe, just maybe, if he doesn't have a second copy of Brawl, it's safe to play N'Zoth. And to bring back my Death Rattle minions. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. The weapon is not helpful. And it looks like we're going to be going to fatigue, and this is a very long game. I think we're reaching 20 minutes with this game now. But I think it's worth showcasing. It's worth showcasing because it proves that this Paladin deck can go the distance against control decks. And there is Justicar. Tanking up time. Wow. And there's N'Zoth. Okay, how do we do this?
Follow the rule. Reporting for duty.
I think the Aldor there was fine. The question is, do I want to kill it? No, I don't. Or do I? No. We'll just leave it be. It's fine. The 3/3 contests it, so it's forcing him now to kill my 3/3. That's okay. And it'll kill a dude. If it kills a dude, that's okay. So I can double trade in next turn and kill it. Unless I want to keep my dudes alive. No, it's fine. Yeah, no. I'm valuing board presence here. So, yeah, okay, I should have probably used the Kodo the previous turn. Maybe this was a misplay. But, alright, fine. He used his Justicar to kill one dude. before I got my Kodo in. I don't see that as being a big issue. I don't know. Anyway, valuing the board presence here more than anything else. Why? Because the board presence, those 1/1s, will chip away at his armour, and actually that's really important considering that we're going to be going into fatigue soon. So that's why I didn't trade in my 2 1/1s. And look, he's having to use Gorehowl on a 1/1.
The battle for justice.
And we're hitting face here with the weapon, and the reason for that is we need to get the armour count down. I think that's really important. We've also got another True Silver Champion in hand, if required. I would imagine that Gorehowl is going to clear off a 1/1 here. We have N'Zoth, and the question to ask is there another Brawl
I have no time
in his deck? And there is Sylvanas, who has no time for games, it would appear. But yeah, as expected, Gorehowl into a 1/1. We can get a very clean kill on Sylvanas here. And that ensures she didn't steal anything. And the heal bot, the corrupted heal bot, comes down. And once again, he doesn't benefit from the death rattle because, well, he hasn't lost any health. So that's a 5-cost 6/6 without the drawback, which I think is really, really good. Okay, there's the map. So the monkey's coming. The only benefit is that he's not going to be able to get too many legendaries from playing the Golden Monkey. Okay, tank up. Oh, Shield Slam. Okay, I'll take that. Shield Slam on the 6/6 without the drawback. That's fine. Because that's going to pave the way for N'Zoth. And we snap play N'Zoth. Why? Because we have to. It's all we've got left. If he has a Brawl, well, he's got it. But we still get the Death Rattle from Ken, which is, I think, really important. So it's fine. Yeah, there it is. He had it. I'm not going to complain. Warriors do run 2 copies of Brawl now. Okay. So we get the death rattles off, the 6/6 survives. Unfortunately, my True Silver got overwritten. That's bad value. But okay, it's fine. And here's the monkey. So 3 legendaries in hand. 3 legendaries. And the question is, what has he got?
For justice.
Now, I can heal. Okay. I have 0-cost healing spell. Lay on hands for 8, though, is useless because it pushes me further into fatigue. It all comes down to what these 3 legendary cards are. I have Keeper of Alderman, though, to potentially neutralise something big. Wow, he gets the axe. Okay. So Malkorok, alright. Fine, it's a 6/5 body. That's pretty annoying to deal with. But once again, these Silverhand recruits are proving to be quite annoying. You know, he had to use Gorehowl on them consistently, and now he's using his new weapon on them too. So we tank the damage, that's fine. I think all we can do here is dude up, play a dude, and hope for the best, really. Trying to look at this fatigue damage. Yeah, my health total is not very encouraging at the moment. So I may just heal instead of duding up, because I'm worried. I mean, what if he's got Leroy, right? Or something else that could push me further into that fatigue. I'm up to 30, and there's Ragnaros. Oh dear. So he's going to heal. It's okay, though, I can deal with it. Okay, I'm taking 3 fatigue damage now. Yep, we can deal with it. We've just got to use the Keeper. The Keeper here, I think, has won us the game. Played at the last minute to neutralise a big threat. And I think it's over, right? That last legendary has to be something thoroughly amazing. It has to be Deathwing, basically, for him to have any chance of winning. And I don't think it is. Oh, it's Bolf. No, Bolf is not enough. It's going to absorb some attack, but it's not enough. So there we go, ladies and gents. Two versions of N'Zoth Paladin, Kolento's version and Prelude's version that runs a stampeding Kodo. My preference here, Prelude's version is nice. I like the Kodo. I think it's really effective. So, on that note, thanks very much for joining me. And do check out my YouTube channel for other videos. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.